Hi everyone! Welcome back to Mom Made Beauty. Today we'll be doing our favorites and hates for the month of April. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and also click the little bell to be notified of all of our new videos. We post 2 beauty videos a week, one on Mondays, which is a Mom and Me Day, and on Thursdays, which is either Teen Take or Mom Moment. So let's get started.
So our favorites for the month, we call this segment Yes Please. And my first Yes Please is a cult favorite across all of YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it. Everybody loves it. It's the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This stuff is fantastic. It locks everything in. It's got a nice sifter in the top. You can see that right there. And this is the full size. This comes in 1 ounce, which is equal to 29 grams. This actually will last you forever. I use this to set all of my base makeup, my foundation, my concealer, and then I use a setting spray over it, and it doesn't budge all day long. I have gotten so many compliments whenever I use this finishing powder, just on the finish of my makeup. And also it does a really good job of, I have very large pores, so it does a really good job of filling in those pores and making them either disappear altogether or shrink to, the teeniest, tiniest level. So yes, I reach for this every day. I love it. And I also have it in the travel size. So if I have to go on a trip or I'm going away for the weekend, I can just grab that one and go.
My first favorite for the month is actually some hair care. It is a conditioner, and that is the L'Oreal Extraordinary Clay Rebalancing Conditioner. Now, the smell of this will last from when you wash your hair to through the next day, then you have to wash your hair again. It makes my hair nice and silky and easy to brush through. I love this stuff. Once I use up all my other dry shampoos and all of my other shampoos, I'm only gonna hopefully be using only this line of hair care because I love this conditioner so much.
My next Yes Please for the month of April is the L'Oreal Paris Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. Now this has been around for years and years and years. I actually picked it up on the recommendation of one of Emma's nurses. She really loves it. The spoolie is, your typical spoolie. It doesn't have a unique shape. It doesn't have like shortened bristles or anything. It's just your standard spoolie. The formulation of this stuff though, holy cow. So it's a little bit on the drier side, but what it does is it really adds length to my lashes. Now I have already pretty lengthy lashes, but I do like to add just a little bit more. And I find that so many mascaras will add the product onto the lashes, at the base and even in the middle of your lashes. But come towards the end, like nothing clings on at the end of your lashes. This stuff does though, so I can add length with this. And then if I want to, I can go in with another mascara to add volume.
Okay, so my next favorite is a primer. Now, I know this has been around for years and everyone loves this, and that is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Now, this is their sample size, so I'm not sure how much product actually comes in their full size. It is so much better than my Laura Geller primer for a lot of reasons. One is it has coconut oil in it, which I love my coconut. And second of all, when I come home from school, I look at myself in the mirror. With this Laura Geller primer, my T-zone is like really, really shiny, especially from like here straight through the middle of my face, especially around my nose. It gets so shiny that I can like see a glare at the corner of my eye. But with this, I came home today and looked at my makeup. There's like no oil at all. I'm so shocked with this. I thought this was going to be a hydrating primer, but it has kept my T-zone under control.
You'll have to excuse me if I sound a little off. I'm battling a head cold today. So, alright, my next Yes Please for the month of April is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. Now, this stuff retails, I think, for $3.99, maybe $2.99, $3.99, something like that. Oh my goodness, this stuff locks in any sort of product you put on over it. I've used this with cream eyeshadows, I've used it with liquid eyeshadows, I've used it with powder eyeshadows, I used it with drugstore, I used it with high-end, like you name it, I've used it. I have it on today, and this stuff is fantastic. Like, I can't believe how good it is. I'm sure if you've been watching us since the very beginning, I've mentioned in other videos, I'm an overnight nurse. I will normally have my makeup on from anywhere between 12 to 16 hours in a given night when I have to work. When I use this stuff, I put my makeup on, and 16 hours later when I'm done with my shift, you would never know that, you know, it had been on my face for 16 hours. It looks like I just put on my eye makeup. So this stuff is fantastic, and it's drugstore. It's very inexpensive, so that's a bonus. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Run out and get it.
My next favorite for the month is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. Now, I did get this during the 21 Days of Beauty, so it was a little cheaper than what it normally is. This mascara, I love it, although I feel like I'm betraying my L'Oreal Feline mascara. This is so much better. It gives me both length and volume, and it holds a curl in my lashes. I use this every day when I go to school, and I use it along with the Cosmetics Tightline Mascara Base.
I think an added bonus for this Perversion mascara is that it has peptides in the formulation, which is supposed to help promote lash growth. My next favorite, yes please, for the month of April is also a drugstore find, and it was a very surprising find for me. It's the Essence All About Roses eyeshadow, and so very much in my wheelhouse, the colors that are in here. So you've got two pale pink creamy shades, then you've got a nice pastel pink, pastel purpley with it has like a gray shift in it. Then you've got four more purples, this being the deepest of them all. It's like a plum color and it's got sparkle in it. The other three are varying degrees of purple with a little bit of gray in them and varying degrees of shimmer. So the formulation on these, oh my gosh, you're so buttery and so smooth. I can't believe how well they show up on my eyelid, how well they blend, how pigmented they are. Like, look at that. You can't beat that pigmentation. So many other brands, even high-end brands, I find, especially with the lighter colors, like you really have to get a lot of product, a lot of that colored eyeshadow on your brush or on your finger to apply it and have it show up on your eyelids. This, like they're look at that. It's ridiculous how much pigmentation that is. And I really hardly even touched the pan. So these colors are just like so stunning, so pretty. Formulation, like I said, is buttery smooth, and you use it in combination with that Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. Oh yeah, your eyeshadow look will be the belle of the ball. So definitely, I highly recommend this. Make sure you go pick yourself up one.
My next favorite for the month is another mascara, and that is actually one of my mother's hates from last month, and that is the Tarte Maneater mascara. Now, this does smudge the tiniest bit, but that I think that's because of my setting spray and not because of the mascara itself, because my Perversion mascara does smudge a little sometimes, and I'm using that same setting spray, so I don't think that's a fault on the mascara. I think it's a fault on my setting spray. So aside from that, in my opinion, it gives me more volume than length, which I like more volume than length because I have such long lashes. Now the brush is very interesting. It's also a raising up. It's got like these very sparse bristles, which I really like. With thick mascara bristles, I will like completely miss my eyelash and get all of my eyeshadow, and I'll have to clean up my eyeshadow, redo some of it. It's just a mess when I really ginormous mascara brush it. With this, I just find it so nice because it is thin and because it has such sparse bristles, so I can't mess up my eyeshadow that I've worked so hard to do.
Okay, my last favorite for the month of April. I totally threw out the packaging and I completely apologize. It was the Impress One Step Gel Press On Nails, and I'm not exactly sure what style it is, but it's the French tip manicure style, and they do give you 6 accent nails with like a silver glittery stripe on it. Okay, so that's the standard French tip nail right there. Nothing too spectacular about that. And then they give you 6 accent nails, what they call accent nails. And you can see there's the silver glitter stripe right there, right between the separation of the white and the pink. I don't know if you can see that. Now, I don't have these nails on right now, but I did apply these when I first got them. Now, again, I'm an overnight nurse, so I wash my hands constantly. And even when I'm home, I wash them a lot just because we have to be extra careful with Emma and her health. So I had these on. Now, most nail polishes, most manicures that I get, unless I go to a salon and get it professionally done or like get a set of gel nails, most of my manicures will either pop off or wear off within 2 to 3 days at most. That's like the most I can get out of any manicure that I do at home. These things were so easy to apply. Like, I had all 10 nails done within a matter of 5 minutes. And they give you extra nails, as you can see, to, you know, if one somehow pops off or, you know, whatever, you can reapply and you still have a great manicure. These last a whole week, and that's with all the hand washing that I did. So, and even then, like, they didn't really pop off. I had to peel them off and soak them off with acetone. So again, this brand is impressed. In Emma's last video in her shopping haul, she got the same kind of kit but in a different design. So I will link that video up in the cards for you right there if you want to take a look and you can actually see what the box looks like. So yeah, I love these nails. This was such an easy manicure, and I definitely would buy this again, and I will buy this again.
Okay, my last favorite for the month is Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Now, this is the sample size. It's not the real packaging, which I hope to get the real size because the pan in this is so small. It's so hard to dip my brush into it. And as you can see, it's very tiny. And for bronzer, I use this ginormous fan brush and just sweep like right here like this. The brush is just too big for this pan, so I hope to be getting the full size soon because this is one of the best bronzers I've ever tried. And I can really carve out my cheekbones with this rather than the Too Faced Sweet Peach Bronzer that came in their palette and the smell. Let's take a moment to just talk about the smell. It smells like freshly baked brownies or even like chocolate bars. I don't know how they do it with their products. They always smell so good, even down to their primers. Okay, now moving on to our hates for the month of April. We call this segment, Are You Kidding Me?
And so my first Are You Kidding Me for the month of April were these new Ecotools or Ecotools blending beauty blender sponges. They came in a 2-pack, so you get a smaller one and a bigger one. Now these are dried out, so you can't see how much bigger they get. The problem with these is that they're so dense. They're not very spongy. You really have to work at it. And like, I actually soaked these in a bowl of water for 10 minutes to try to get it to soften up a little bit, to try to get it to be really, you know, damp so that it was going to do something for me. Didn't really work, so I thought, okay, well, we'll just fly with it and see how it goes. Another problem with these is that you see how there's like a flat edge right there? So I was using that edge to blend in my foundation, and no matter how light I went in, it always left that straight edge impression or demarcation in my foundation. And it didn't matter what foundation that I used or what primer that I used. Like, it just kept doing that. So then I tried to flip over to this end, which is much more rounder, much more standard like a beauty blender. But because it's so stiff and so dense, like I told you, same thing, it was leaving like impressions and demarcations in my foundation. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll try the little one because it also has a nice flat edge on one side. Maybe I'll try this to bake. So I would put the Laura Mercier powder in it. I also have the Coty Airspun Loose Translucent Finishing Powder. I tried putting that. I don't know what it is about this sponge, but it's the same thing. It was leaving like indentations and impressions in my skin, even with the powder, like as I was baking. So these two sponges just like did not work for me whatsoever. They're horrible. I do not recommend them. Get yourself the L'Oreal Beauty Blenders. They've got a concealer one, they've got a foundation one, and they have another one. I'm not contour. They have one for contour. So those are drugstore brand. They're just as inexpensive. Get yourself those beauty blenders. You're welcome. You can thank me later.
Okay, my only hate for the month of April is another dry shampoo. I can't tell you how many dry shampoos I found and hated over the course of the 3 months. So this terrible dry shampoo is the L'Oreal Longwear dry shampoo. Now I do have 2 bottles of this, so I have to finish the 2 bottles before I can get more of better stuff or try out new stuff, which I'm gonna do. This makes my hair overly dry. My ends of my hair are so dry and brittle after using this dry shampoo, and I have a hair oil that I had to get because of this.
Okay, my second, are you kidding me, for the month of April is also a dry shampoo. This is the Chlorine Dry Shampoo with Oat Milk. Now I got this as a sample in, can't remember if it was Ipsy or Birchbox. I will link that video down below for you if you're interested in checking it out. Problem with this is that it's tinted brown, so specifically for brunettes, because as you know, I'm sure, most dry shampoos, both drugstore and high-end, tend to leave a horrible white cast on brunettes. So it looks like you've grown gray hair overnight. This is specifically tinted brown to prevent that problem. Well, they thought it was going to prevent the problem. It's not really tinted my shade of brown. It's more like Emma's hair color. So when I spray it on my hair, it makes me look like somebody took a Crayola marker and like air sprayed it through my hair. And no amount of like working it in and getting the product at the roots to absorb the oil helps. It leaves that same color cast, like a caramel color, on my hair all day long. Doesn't go away till I wash it out. And my last, are you kidding me, for the month of April is something that actually truly breaks my heart. Now this is the e.l.f. Mascara Guard. I know it looks really, really different, funky. It's probably something you've never seen before. The story behind this is that I had seen it at local Target several months ago. Like, I'm talking back around Christmas time. And I saw it and I thought, I might want to get that, because so many times, in fact every day, I struggle to not get mascara on my lid after I've done all the work and the blending and everything. Or if I know that a sneeze is coming on, I try hard not to sneeze, because otherwise I'm going to have mascara all over. You know the struggle of having to clean up mascara where it's not supposed to be. I saw it at the Target. I thought, maybe I should get it. I'm like, no, I really shouldn't. Probably shouldn't. No. Walked away, left the store. About a week later, I decided, yeah, I probably do need it, because I had 3 straight days in a row where I ended up with a ton of mascara underneath my lower lash line. Made me look like a raccoon. Like 3 straight days in a row. One day I sneezed. One day, I think I just got the mascara one caught in my eye as I was blinking. So I was just so frustrated at that point. I'm back to the same Target. Do you think I could find it? No. Went to every other Target in our area. Still could not find it. I went to every other store that carried e.l.f. products. I went to Walmart, Wegmans, Christmas tree shops, like any place that carried e.l.f. products. I looked for it everywhere. Could not find it. Well, so long story short, I finally did find it at a Target months later. So now we're talking like February, March is when I found it. So I have been trying over the last couple of months to use this product so that I prevent the mascara problems from happening. the problem with this is that it's extremely cumbersome to use. So you have to hold it with one hand while you're doing your mascara with the other. And if you're like me, you're trying to keep it where it's supposed to be, and then you're also like looking in the mirror to make sure you're applying the mascara correctly. And it's really cumbersome when you've got like two hands and one eye. So, I mean, this is pretty flimsy. It's a nice concept.
It's kind of fun to play with. Cause like.
And that is it for our April favorites and hate-its. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and the little bell that's right next to it so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. If you found this video helpful and you would like to see more favorites and hate-its, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. It really, really does help us. And make sure you leave a comment in the box below. Let us know what your favorites and your not so favorites for the month of April were. Maybe you enjoy using the same products that we do, or maybe they just don't work for you as well. We would love to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Make sure that you connect with us on Instagram under Mom and Me Beauty, and with Emma under Emma_N_2004. And just a reminder, we do post 2 beauty videos a week. On Mondays is Mom and Me Day, and on Thursdays is either Teen Take with Emma or Mom Moment with me. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in our next Mom and Me video. Bye, everyone!